It's a bird. No. It's a plane. No. It's
Fisker. So the guy who designed this, and this, well, he started a company that made this. So this is the Fisker Karma, and it's sort of stunning to look at, but ultimately it was a spectacular failure. Well, he's back at it with a new company and a completely new EV, but is it any good, and will it find a better fate than the Karma? Let's take a look. Welcome back to Gearbox Pizza. So go grab yourself a full sleeve of Thin Mints along with the domestic tall boy of your choice and get comfortable, because we got up close and personal with this thing at the LA Auto Show, and we're gonna break it down a little bit. But before we get started, this is the part where I sort of beg you to just consider subscribing.
Please.
So look, give it a think, and thank you either way. Okay, so what exactly is this thing? Well, it's an all-electric SUV that's just a tiny bit bigger than the BMW X3 and I don't know, just about the same size as the Model Y actually. And production is set to start towards the end of next year. But look, honestly, when was the last time any new EV wasn't delayed, right? So it's probably more likely that we'll start seeing these sometime in 2023. You'll have your choice between 4 trim levels, with the entry-level trim called the Ocean Sport starting at a very affordable $37,500. And considering the new and more aggressive tax savings with the newly approved infrastructure bill, this thing could be seriously affordable. Anyhow, the entry-level Ocean Sport will have a single motor powering the front 2 wheels. Power is going to be adequate with like 275 ponies, and that's going to be enough to push this thing to 60 in just under 7 seconds. Range is also going to be like a good enough 250 miles. But look, there is a little bit of bad news here. This version, this trim level, was slated to be the last option produced, and Fisker is saying that this thing's not even going to start being manufactured till the end of 2023, and look, expect some delays on top of that really. The 3 remaining trims all have this dual motor and all-wheel drive configuration that produces between like 540 and 550 horsepower. I mean, that's not bad. And range is going to be like an actually really impressive 340 to 350 miles. So after the Ocean Sport, does this thing sound like it's named after a new energy drink that the cranberry industry is trying to push? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, after the Ocean Sport, we've got the Ocean Ultra, and that starts at 50 grand. Now, I'm not going to go into crazy detail about all the additional options that each trim level comes with, but as you can suspect, as you climb up that trim tree, just like more and more options are going to be standard. Okay, look, the last 2 trims, which are basically the same, you got the Ocean Extreme and the Ocean One. So the Ocean One is basically the Ocean Extreme, but with some special color options. And look, this Ocean One, they're going to be limited to 5,000 units, which have all been spoken for already anyway. So both of these come in at a pretty steep 69 grand, or like almost double the cost of the entry-level Ocean Sport. So we had a chance to get up close and just really check this thing out at the LA Auto Show. And look, if I'm being totally honest, I'm not sure I get what all the hype is about. Now, there are some pretty cool features though. I mean, like these solar panels on the roof. I mean, that's cool, but look, don't get too excited, as these things are only gonna add about 3 miles of range per day, and that's under like really good conditions, but hey, still pretty cool. And I remember hearing about this thing years ago and being like really excited. I mean, the dude who designed the Z8 and some of these iconic Aston Martins is gonna design an SUV, like hell yeah. I mean, it's probably gonna look amazing.
I don't think so.
So fast forward to today, and look, who knows, maybe I'm completely in the minority here, but design wise, I kind of find the Ocean just to be like a little generic and, I don't know, dare I say forgettable. I mean, it's not all bad though. I mean, I like how flared the fenders are, and it looks okay from the back, as like it does have a nice stance, but as a whole, it's just not all that exciting. I mean, it just sort of lacks that drama that Fisker always seems to give us. Now onto the inside, and things are a little bit different here. First thing, you've got this trick giant center screen that can actually rotate from horizontal to vertical and vice versa. I don't know, that's pretty cool. Overall, the design on the inside is just, it kind of works. I mean, it's not trying to be overly minimal to the point that you're missing some like serious features, hello Tesla, but at the same time, there's restraint. And other than some actually pretty interesting asymmetrical elements, there's really no decoration for decoration's sake, but what's in there, I mean, you can just tell has been seriously considered. Another thing we can really get behind is how environmentally friendly this whole interior is. I mean, so much is made from recycled materials, and even the leather, well, it's vegan and it's actually pretty nice. So what's the bottom line? Is this thing a winner? Well, kind of yes and no. Look, the high-end top trim models are pretty expensive, especially when you compare it to what else is out there on the market. At a $70K starting price, it's getting awfully close to like Rivian territory. And yeah, look, the Rivian's probably gonna cost you an extra 10 grand over this, but for that extra 10 grand, I think you just get a lot more for your money. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I actually even think the Rivians look better. For substantially less, you'll be able to get into a pretty well-loaded canoe as well, which, look, it may not be for everybody, but it's a very cool and interesting option with polarizing styling that makes the Fisker look kind of downright boring in comparison. So where the Fisker Ocean gets really interesting though is the entry-level Ocean Sport, and if they can actually sell it at a starting price of $37,500, then this thing is so full of wind that it might explode into a poof of butterflies and free hugs. So consider the starting price and then think about that potential $12,500 in savings from Uncle Sam, and this thing has the potential to be one of the absolute value leaders in like the whole EV world.
And we are ready to test it. We expect and we hope to make next time a little better.